Alrighty. We're on. It's Thursday night. Time for the GT Series. I'm Jake Feemster here as usual with Jack Ivey. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jake. Here we are, Silverstone.
Yes, indeed. So, guys, just finishing their outlaps here.
Yep, they are indeed. They'll be coming around to start a hot lap here and look for the regulars to be up there at the front. Silverstone, got to be one of my favorite tracks. Not a lot of guys are too thrilled about this track, but a lot of history in this one, Jake.
Yeah, actually, I heard a few people very happy that they were going to have a track wide enough to race on. You know, whereas last week most sport was pretty tight. We saw some chaos. So I think some guys are excited for the to be at a proper wide Kunos track here. This one isn't a mod, so it's a little more true to life, I think.
Well, you know, the last two races, Monday night and last Thursday night, you know, both narrow tracks.
Yeah.
You need to show some maturity and patience, and those who did got along okay, and those who didn't get along too good. But this is a perfect track for the impatient, wide enough to go 3 wide. But hey, it's based on an old Air Force base, RAF Air Force Base, developed in 1947. So lots of space out here, lots of running room. Looking for a great evening tonight.
Yeah. So the laps are about 2 minutes. We'll expect some times under 2 minutes here in qualifying.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody dip into maybe the 158. You know, they're getting pretty close in practice, you know, to the 159 flat. So 158 and change isn't going to really surprise me.
Yeah.
But again, you know, even in practice times, Jake, you know, these guys are pretty close. You know, the top 10 cars are still within about a second of each other. And we had that big bounce of power go on mid-season. It happens every once in a while. So we got some changes this week.
Yeah. Strategy last season was to add weight to a single car that was fast, and maybe there were a couple other cars involved. But this season they made a few cars lighter and added a little bit of power. So, you know, we saw some performance issues from the Corvette. Hopefully those are mitigated, and those guys can compete. So the Mercedes here and the Nissan and the Porsche are all unchanged, and those are the ones that we've seen at the front. So we'll see if any of these other cars get up and mix it up. But either way, we're going to see quite a lot of racing all the way through as usual. In fact, it might be even tighter than we've seen before.
Yeah, the Aston gets an extra 20 horsepower along with a Vette, and the Vette loses 5K of weight. The Viper gets 20 horsepower. The Audi, which Phil Vitt was making pretty competitive out there,
yeah,
dropping another 5K off that.
Yeah. Bentley
loses 10K, Ford loses 5, and the Lambo loses 7K. So, as you mentioned, it's going to be tighter out there. Already, Szabo 158.4.
Yeah. And and like you said, we're talking about 5 kilograms here, 7 kilograms there. Not a whole lot of weight for these guys, so not a big difference, but should be at least a little bit of a morale boost to these guys who were having issues before, didn't feel like they were high enough up in the pack. Of course, they weren't out of the racing because we've had racing all the way through, but
well, you know, talking about weight, you know, these guys with the penalties, you know, from Mosport, you know, are paying the price. You know, we've got David Merrow. She's getting 10K added on. Ab Wozniak is getting another 40K. We got a no qualifying for Dan Thorpe. McIntyre gets 40K dropped onto his Lambo. That's going to make that like a dump truck.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a bit of action out there last week.
Yeah.
So Szabo out to the early lead. Not surprising, he was running some decent practice times. Kirkbride, Hefner, and Brad Maris, top 4.
David Zahn is up to 6th in the Lamborghini. He, of course, has no weight. So he's finding some pace here. Gonna go out again.
Yeah, very interesting track. I really like this one. You know, big long straightaways are going to be very important here. You know, getting a good run off these. You know, be able to carry that speed all the way down to the track, So those 4 big straight areas are really going to play into this. Now, I just want to do a little shout out. Nick McMillan, welcome to NAGP. He's filling in for Chris Moses tonight. I just want to publicly say, Chris, doesn't surprise me that you would get a hot shoe to sub in for you. I don't know who you know, but you run in bigger circles than I ever could dream of. But welcome, Nick. I know you haven't had much time out there in that car, but everybody wishes you well tonight.
Yep. As a driver new to NAGP, he does have 40 kilograms ballast weight, so that's gonna that may slow him down a bit, but we will see how he fares anyway.
Absolutely. You know, Nick is actually a professional driver, so go visit Nick McMillan's website. Check him out. Very impressive. A very impressive resume for a young man, and I was quite impressed, Nick. So welcome to NAGP. I hope we see you back the odd time.
He's on the super softs. Let's see if he can make those work. I think a lot of the other guys are running softs, so it may get too hot for him. We'll see. I think he's new to Assetto Corsa as well, so quite a few challenges for Nick this race. We'll see how he can manage.
It'd probably rather be in his Nissan, which he's racing for. I think it's Team Nissan.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
So we won't broadcast that too loudly, Nick. I don't want to put the kibosh on your Nissan sponsorship by racing in a General Motors vehicle, but might be a good comparison for you out there. So, just looking at Szabo, Kirkfield, Hefner, and Montgomery. So that little drop of weight off that Ford GT is not hurting Salem out there at all.
No, and nor is it hurting Brad, who just put it up in 4th.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good run by Brad Maris. Unfortunately, his teammate Johnny McIntyre is carrying that extra boatload of 40K.
Yeah.
First little mishap there at Mosport. But, you know, I just want to put a little... I'm going to do my Don Cherry thing here. Jake, you know, guys, this is supposed to be a league of extraordinary gentlemen. And I sort of expect you guys to conduct yourselves on the forums and in the vents like extraordinary gentlemen that you are. So getting a little testy on these forums and vents for an old dog like me, but let's keep it all friendly out here at NAGP and get in for some good racing. Who you on board with, Jake?
Just hopped on board with Mark DeGraw, who looks to improve on his time here. Matt Taylor up to 6th. Not as quick as Hefner in that Nissan. Speaking of not as quick, where is Andrew Adamson all the way back in 14th? That's not what we're used to seeing from him. If I'm not mistaken,
he might be a bad boy, but I might be speaking out of line here.
Goodness.
Hang on a sec.
No, I don't know if he's a bad boy or if this is compounded, of course, by his success ballast. He's got 70 kilograms. So that is
that explains it there.
Yeah, that's a big body. That's
Well, that's like putting me in the trunk, for Christ's sake.
yeah. Oh, Ludden putting in a quick one. I figure I need to open the chat up. I don't have the chat open.
Yeah, I'm watching the there's a Twitch channel and with the chat. Welcome to our viewers. Please join us in the chat room here. I'll keep my eye over there every once in a while. If there's anybody you'd like to see, just shout us out, and we'll be sure to get them on screen for you.
Yep.
So you are right. John Ludden is now P2.
Yeah.
Put that Porsche up there.
Yeah, quite a lap there. Yeah, in fact, that was the fastest Sector 2 we've seen so far. So. Or Sector 3, actually. Excuse me.
Yeah, a great lap by Ludden, that's for sure.
Watching Hefner now. So I think he just finished his out lap.
Big, tight left-hander here. Into a right sweeper. All the way through Lutfield. Down into Woodcote. Yeah, and this is sort of flat out. This Cops Corner here. A lot of the guys are going to try and hang this one out as fast as they can here.
Yeah, you're allowed to run wide there without a penalty, but it is slower. So if we see anybody do it, it was probably a mistake. So there's significantly more drag out there, like there should be. So no shenanigans
this
this
is an
race.
important one here coming out of Beckett's to carry that straight. This Stowe corner here is always a hard one to keep it on track, and Hef does a great job there. You know, that last corner, you know, when they come around Club, they got to watch that curve there. That's a launch pad curve on that last corner.
Yeah, he improves, but he didn't get any more places there, so still in fourth. Ludden's going for another one.
And again, Jake, we've got 12 drivers within a second of each other.
12.
Yeah, and that's pretty close. You know, I think they've done a pretty good job with this Thursday night car pack.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And my hat's off to them. You know, they're continually, trying to make this, you know, a completely fair platform for everybody to race on.
Sabo looks like he's going to improve his time a little bit if he can keep it fast through Sector 3, but he's coming up on some traffic here. About 30 seconds to go. Wide there. Maybe that's his line. Oh no, I don't think it was. So
yeah, lost it in that last little sector. You know, it's a little too bad. If he had been a little closer to Kirkbride, he might have got a draft going down that back straight.
Yeah, you might be right. So McMillan with 2 minutes even with 40 kilograms.
70 kilos. That's bizarre. But that's what happens when you keep winning.
Yeah, quit winning, Adamson. I guess he doesn't really have a choice. 70 kilograms. I mean, that'd be a lucky race. That weight's going to matter here as he's got to exit the corners quickly.
Well, they got about 6 minutes left, and we got Szabo, Hefner, Ludden, Kirkbride, Montgomery, top 5. Maris, Merrill, DeGrasse, Taylor, and Zahn make up your top 10. Parsons and Olsen, they're still within a second. Sean Ricker, he just improved his time a little bit. Still in P13 though.
These guys are having a hard time improving their times. I don't know if it's traffic or if they just got really good runs in early on. Oh, it's John Ludden. A little into the grass there. And the pits he goes.
Yep, mowing the lawn. A few flames coming out of the back of that thing. Well, give her another go, though.
Montgomery moves up to 5th. He might have been there already.
Well, Jake, we're starting to wind down here at historic Silverstone. I think this is round 4 for us. First race here was in 1947, Jake. They called it the Mutton Race. They came out here and raced, and one of the guys ran into a sheep and killed one of the local sheep. That's when they decided they really had to do something a little serious about it. Wrecked his car, too.
Yeah, I bet.
Track record, Mark Webber in 2011, a 133.4. Can you imagine a 133?
No. But an F1 car, I guess, right? So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Still, to take a half a second off, those guys were absolutely flying.
Yeah.
There's one track I'd love to go to. I will get to.
Hefner takes second from Ludden. But Ludden's on another timed lap.
And Hef and Ludden are both so close to that pole time.
Oh, yeah. Hefner's got time to go out again.
1 to 11.
1
to 11, within a second.
Oh, spoke too soon. Yes, he is. Hefner will get one more lap in.
And 1 to 20 within 2 seconds.
I see 20th is 2.1 behind Sabo with the 58.4. Is that not right?
I'm sorry, Jake. What was that?
What's 20th place? This is Wozniak, right?
It definitely is. Yes,
it
is.
What are you seeing for his time gap?
2.174.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Welcome to MSK Beans, it looks like. Sorry, my eyes aren't as good, and this other screen's a little far away. Yes, the Fords are coming on strong. We dropped a little weight off those Fords, and Mark DeGras and Salem Montgomery seem to have getting quite a handle on these Ford GTs.
Wozniak finds 3/10 there and moves up to 17th. Ludden lost some time in Sector 2, so he's not going to improve this lap, but we'll see what Hefner can do. As he spins off the track.
Good time for Ab2 because he's carrying 40K.
That's right.
Ludden on a hot one.
I'm not sure if Hefner's going to have time. He just took it off track. That was Kirkbride. Okay, yeah, he's got time. Kirkbride's gonna have to be really fast in Sector 3 here through the chicane if he wants to improve. He's pretty aggressive on the curb.
Well, we still got quite a few cars out there trying to make a last gasp at it.
It looks like Ludden's getting another lap in. So.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll get it finished, but
I think it's if they go across the line while the timer's still on, you get to finish your lap. I think it waits. So
it's a good time to put in a last gasp because there's not as much traffic out there with half the grid sitting in the pit.
Exactly right.
Kirkbride on a hot one too.
Yeah, wow. Oh, looks like he stuffed it. Ludden going through the chicane. Doesn't hit that curb too hard. We've seen people have trouble keeping up with Sabo's time in Sector 3 here. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Look at that. Way to go, Ludden.
Woo-hoo. Boy, oh boy.
So,
and I mean, that is heroic.
How about 1/100th of a second there? Yeah.
That
wow.
was a hot one. Hey, Gupper, welcome to the chat room. We have got a sub in for Mr. Moses, Nick McMillan. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but we chatted about him earlier, a professional driver, and one hell of a sim racer as well. Carrying an extra 40K though. Boy, quite the efforts out there for this qualifying session.
Yeah.
top 19 within 2 seconds. So again, we're going to have some really good racing. And as you said, Jake, nice wide track, lots of room out there. I'd like to see some really good clean racing, not too much bumping going on out there.
Yeah, that'd be great. So we got a wait time here while drivers get their race set up on. So, who are you looking for? Let's see. So,
you know what? Any one of these top 10.
Yeah, you're not joking. So I didn't see who put in a lot of laps here, but as usual, you see up front. I think the guys who put the practice in. John Ludden, I think, was driving the car a lot this week. So, Peter Sabo, Zach Hefner, Kevin Kirkbride, all those guys practice a lot. Brad, of course, puts his laps in. So, should be quite a show here at the front. Looks like everybody's going on the medium tires all the way back. And just as I say that, I look at Aaron Parsons, and he's got the sauce on. So we'll see if he keeps those on for the race or if he just hasn't switched yet.
Well, Aaron's a pretty smooth driver, so he might just, see if he can stretch those out. Switched over to the race. We'll see how these guys line up and if they do continue on with those tire choices.
Yeah. You want to, should we go ahead and run down the grid order here?
Let her rip, Jake.
All right. So, John Ludden, first place. Peter Sabo in second place, so Porsche front row, but from different teams. Zach Hefner is in third. That's Kevin Kirkbride in fourth place. Brad Myers in fifth place. Salem Montgomery Jr. is in sixth. Matt Taylor's in seventh. David Maros is in eighth. Mark DeGraw is in ninth. And then finally, rounding out the top 10 is David Zahn.
Jesse Olson in 11th, Aaron Parsons in 12th, Sean Richter in 13th, JT Laro in 14th, Trevor Snowden in 15th, Andrew Adamson carrying all that 70K of freight in 16th, Ab Wozniak again with 40K in 17th, Cuppet in 18th, Bjorn Heyman in 19th, and Cobus de Villiers in 20th.
Yes, indeed. So... and then we don't have a full grid here. I just noticed we've only got 26 drivers. So John McIntyre's in 21st with his penalty ballast there. Al Merriman's in 22nd. So despite the improvements to the Viper, not much further up for Al. Nick with his 40 kilograms, our new driver, is in 23rd. Sergio Calderon will start 24th. Omar Gomez 25th. Dan Thorpe 26th, and then that's me and you at the back. So.
And me and you as Jack Ivey and Jake Feemster here to bring you all the action tonight in our Thursday night GT racing.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and again, a little shout out. Thanks for our viewers for tuning in. We'll try and keep abreast of the action. I don't know if we're getting better at this, Jake, but it's too bad. We're the only guys who work for minimum wage and do this job.
Yeah, well.
I already talked to Al. We're not getting an increase in pay.
Something like minimum wage, huh? So, yeah. I'm excited. We got too long of a wait period here. I'm ready to go. Should be a great race.
Yeah, me too. We're missing Phil Vitt tonight. I thought Phil was doing a real good job in that.
Oh, yeah.
He dropped some weight off that. So I thought it would, I was sort of looking forward to see what was happening with there. But
yeah,
it's going to be good to see how these guys handle everything. Got a nice mix of cars up there. The Porsche, Nissan, and Benz, of course, are up there. But the Lambo, the Ford, and another Lambo up in the top 10. So,
right.
The balancing of the pack is a good thing. Now, a little negligent here, Jake. I couldn't even tell you who's chasing for points or who's chasing for anything. But hey, they're all chasing each other around the track. So.
We've seen quite tight competition here. I think we still have, as far as the team championship, Roddy Burns is in the lead. As far as the individual championship, I am not sure who's leading from point standpoint. Peter Sabo had a disconnect last week, so. No points for him last week, which put him way further down than he was. He had won the first two races. Is that correct? I think he had. So Peter Szabo was in the lead, and then didn't get any points last week. So hopefully he doesn't have any tactical issues this week, and we see what happens.
Well, hey, and this success balanced and the balancing of the car pack. I mean, we got last week's winner starting in P16, so right now he's just going to collect 1 point, whereas last week he collected 25 times as many points. So, it's going to be an interesting season. Next week we go to Spa, our mid-season super races.
Yeah, that's right. Do we have how does qualifying work for Spa? It's not open, right? It's everybody takes turns.
It should be super pole qualifying, which will be one out and one hot, and that's it. And then we're going to have a short race to determine first and second are going to lock down their positions, and then we're going to have a short race dash for the cash to see to set the grid for our mid-season endurance race at Spa. And Spa is always it's a perennial favorite for everybody. Everybody loves that track, and everybody knows it, so there's not a lot of practice needed. Just get out there and give her hell. Oh, thanks, Cup. Adamson is in the lead on drivers' points by leads 56 points. So
yeah. Wow.
That gap will close tonight because I can't see him, hauling the mail to the podium with all that weight.
No, I don't think so, and especially from that far back. It's quite a challenge to pass all these talented guys in the top 10 here. So,
fifth would be good for him, and then he could shed that weight.
There are the lights.
Lights are out.
Our cars are gone. Here we go. Oh, Maros with a good start. Up beside Salem Montgomery Jr.
Whoa, we've got some accidents in the back here.
Uh-oh.
I'll try and figure out who it is.
Yeah, looks like most people got through okay. So David Miles with a great start up to 6th position. He was in 8th.
The back of the pack's very, very sloppy.
Uh-oh. Looks like Sergio Calderon and Sean Ricker have both had an issue. Bjorn Heyman is way back there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, coming up on the S's. Ludden, Szabo, Hefner, Kirkbride, Brad, and that's David Maros in 6th. So, Taylor's in 7th. He'd like that spot back, please. David Zahn is in 8th place, and JT Laro's all the way up in 9th. So, seeing a little bit of improvement from the vet early. And also,
just an update there. An update. Salem Montgomery, who started 5th or 6th, is back in 21st, so he got tangled up at the start as well.
Yeah, Salem Montgomery Jr. started 6th, so not sure. I didn't catch what happened there.
Yeah, more offs. Jonathan Cuppet on the last turn put it off into the dirt.
Oh.
So as wide as this track is, it's not wide enough.
No, these guys get very aggressive early on. You know, we see quite a high level of competition here, so our guys are eager to get that track position in the early laps when some guys are trying to take it easy and avoid damage. It's a risk versus reward kind of thing, but I think you and I both are a little more risk adverse than some of these drivers. So, on the second lap, Brad Myers is seeing if he can close up on Kirkbride here, but I think we're seeing these guys are just impossibly close and very well matched in pace right now.
Yeah, nobody is running away with it. Ludden out in front with Szabo, Hefner, Kirkbride, Maris, and David Maris in behind him too. So keeping it tight with Taylor and Zahn and JT Lauro and Parsons in your top 10.
Looks like Zach Hefner right up on the rear of Peter Szabo, and Kirkbride is pulling up to Hefner as well in the slow sections here. Whoa, somebody's off there.
Very tight action so far in the early going.
Kirkbride goes off there. Loses some time.
Puts Brad right up on his tailpipe.
Yes, indeed.
Taylor making a move on Zahn. Oh, David Zahn has lost it. Oh, into the guardrail. He's coming back out, but again, track's wide enough that getting back in is not too bad.
Yeah, but it's always disappointing to have a great qualifying and get into trouble early in the race.
Oh yeah, and Zahn's car is totaled.
Yeah.
He's still making a run, but he's got Merriman, DeGran, Wozniak all over the back of him, and the hood is flapping around so bad, and his windscreen is smashed to pieces. Just a little tip out there for you guys: if you watch this broadcast, you know you can fix your glass so that it doesn't shatter.
That sounds like cheating, Jack.
No, the car's still going to take the damage. It's just that it's not as distracting.
Right.
Because that busted glass is very distracting.
Yeah,
especially if you've got a cocked wheel and you're trying to keep the car going.
Right.
Wow. All the way from 21st all the way to 11th. I mean, they are nose to tail.
Yep. Adams is taking the fight to JT Lauro, even with 70 kilograms, so we got to keep an eye back there. Looks like further back, David Zahn is not pitted for that damage, so we will see how guys navigate him. Oh, is Adamson just missed that. I think takes it to the inside on JT Lauro. Maybe JT Lauro took it a little deeper in that corner.
Yep, John Ludden maintaining the lead, but Peter Szabo keeping it real honest. I mean, there's only 3 or 4 car lengths between these guys up the front, and we're only in lap 4.
Matt Taylor on the inside of David Maros on the outside of this next corner. It's like Matt's got the position.
Oh, it hangs on to it.
Yep.
But if Merrill's is close enough, he might be able to catch some draft, but it looks like Taylor's starting to pull away a little bit. A little farther up in the grid, it looks like Brad Maris is caught up to the tailpipe of Kevin Kirkbride.
Yeah, and Hefner's not very far from Szabo at this point either. Okay, he's going to take, nope. Going to stay behind.
Yeah, it looks like Hefner is looking for a way around Szabo.
Yeah, Szabo's having to defend. Hefner's taking a wider line around the corners, trying to get a run. He's going to try the inside here. Nope, outside. Wow.
Ludden puts it off.
Uh-oh.
Ludden is off.
But he recovers, stays in third. He's not far off. Okay, we got quite a battle here for first.
An intense battle for first place. And it sure looked like Hefner had, had some pace there to get by Szabo. So they're not done dueling yet.
No, they're not. We get a great wide view here. The S's we got to go through, and they're keeping single file here because we've seen when guys go too wide,
man,
they lose a little bit of time. And these guys are flying.
Even going back to Brad Maris. I mean, Maris and Kirkbride are sort of in the catbird positions here.
Oh yeah.
These top three duking it out so early in the race, has allowed everybody to stay really tight.
I got 5 teams represented here in the top 5, and 4 cars. So. These guys might be in a line for a bit, but further back, Aaron Parsons is going to try and get around David Maros.
Yeah, Aaron's been dogging him for a little bit now, and it looks like he wants by real bad.
Hop back up front here. Try not to miss that pass anyway. But Zach Hefner really wants to get around Peter Szabo here.
Well, I think everybody wants to get around Peter Szabo.
Yeah.
It's Maris, Kirkbride, Ludden, and Hefner. Peter's got to be feeling the pressure there.
And they're still losing time. They keep gaining time on Matt Taylor in 7th. These guys are really pushing.
Well, he's got some clean track in front of him, so as long as he hits his marks, he's got nobody pushing him really.
Yep.
Although Marois seems to be there. No, Matt's got some clean air. Yeah, you can see him down the straightaway there, so Taylor will be pushing to catch up to this group.
Yeah. And he is, as you see, his lap times are coming down.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Parsons is sitting in 8th right now. He's the only guy out there on the softs.
Yeah. Well, he's only got to last 17 laps, so I suppose he wouldn't have gone out there if he couldn't.
Oh no, Aaron's put the time in. He knows what he's doing,
yeah.
And like I said, I think he's smooth enough to make him work. They'll get sketchy on him, but he's smooth enough to make him work.
Looks like Ludd.
So Szabo, Hefner, Ludden, Kirkbride, and Maris. Maris seems to be falling a little off of this group.
Ludden breaks late, gets so close to Hefner there. That was scary, buddy. Wow. Slows him up a bit. And so Kirkbride's right on his tail. Brad made a mistake earlier. It looked like he got the rear threatened to get loose on him, so he's trying to catch up here, but like you said, he's got clean air now, and Taylor's got clean air to try to catch these 4 guys racing for first. But Szabo starts to pull away, I think, as Ludden might have, Hefner might have made a slight mistake.
You know, while you're up in that action, just to bring you guys a little update, Mark DeGraw has been hounding Al Merriman around the track like crazy, and Trevor Stoughton's in P11, so Trevor's having a great run, but Al seems to be, well, he told me earlier, you know, he's sort of struggling, you know, with this Viper, so it's not surprising, and but Mark DeGraw is sure giving Al a rearview mirror full of Ford GT.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to go for the inside here. Nope, thinks better of it.
Yeah, had a good look, though.
Yeah, he did.
So back up front, Hefner all over Szabo.
Yep, that's actually who I was watching. And look at that, John Ludden on the back of Hefner again.
Like a rocket.
Yeah. Kirkbride's the only guy up front here with weight, so, and he's only got 20 kilograms.
Well, let's see if these guys can draft. Yeah, a little slippery out there, John.
Yeah.
Well, for 8 laps, Jake, this is incredibly close.
Yeah. John Ludden turns the fastest lap of the race so far, 59.3.
So, just a little update. A little farther back, David Marois got by Aaron Parsons. Parsons not giving up.
David's been there. David got to 6th on the first lap, and Matt Taylor got by him a little while ago. Parsons actually been behind David for a while.
Ah, okay. Geez.
Sorry. But I haven't
Mark
seen Parsons.
DeGraw just went.
Oh, goodness.
Mark DeGraw and Salem Montgomery duking it out. A couple of Ford GTs. Of course, Salem had some great pace. They got all spun around in that first lap incident.
Right. Parsons. Told you soon.
So Zabo, Hefner, and Ludden, Kirkbride's not giving up either. Every once in a while it looks like he's slipping off, but he seems to always keep on closing that gap.
Yeah. We're seeing him just
Brad Mayer, so we're falling off the pace a little bit.
He's just starting to get his lap times into the 59s here, so he's definitely picked up the pace Kirkbride has. John Ludden's been in the 59s just about the whole race. His third lap was a 59.9. Fourth lap was 59.5, so he's really pushing. And Hefner likewise has sped up past a couple laps, trying to, well, he's burning off some fuel, but he's also trying to stay up here with the battle. Peter Zabo very fast tonight, but can't get away from these guys.
No, they're keeping him honest, that's for sure. Following John Ludden around, it almost looks like he might even have pace if he can get by Zach Hefner.
Yeah, well, he's got the fastest lap of the race so far by more than a tenth, so you might be right about that. He and Hefner were identical that last lap, so he may be getting held up here.
But John sure is hanging it out there.
I'm still watching these top five. I don't see anything heating up in the back, but let me know if I'm missing something. I'm keeping an eye on
cycling and through them now, Jake.
Keeping an eye on Parsons and David. I guess we should probably run through the order while the top five seem pretty stable. Peter Zabo is still maintaining his lead here in first place. He's got about a half second on Zach Hefner, so look for that, about 0.7, 0.6 now. So, and then there's an equally small gap there between Hefner and Ludden. So all these guys have a little bit of breathing room right now in the front. Fourth is Kevin Kirkbride. Of course, he's got a little bit of success ballast, so he's got a little bit of a handicap here fighting these guys. Brad has had some issues. I think that Lamborghini has a reputation for being very difficult to drive. So, but he's been very quick in it, and he was quick in it last lap, 59.8. So he's in fifth, trying to catch back up. Matt Taylor, likewise in clean air, about 5 seconds behind Brad in sixth position. David Maros is in seventh, and he's still holding back Aaron Parsons, but Aaron Parsons maybe had a little bit of trouble last lap. Andrew Adamson with the 70 kilograms is up to ninth, so I think he's gained a spot or a few spots actually. He qualified outside of the top 10. JT Laro is up to 10th in the newly balanced vet, so good to see that car performing a little better this week. Trevor Snowden's in 11th, so he's even a little further up, so great job by him. And then Jesse Olson's not far behind him in 12th. Al Merriman's in 13th position. I think he's gained some spots then since the beginning. Abe Wozniak in 14th. Dan Thorpe 15th. Sam Montgomery Jr. is in 16th position. Mark DeGrasse 17th. Kovas is in 18th. Sean Ricker, after trouble early on, is in 19th, so he's recovered some spots. Omar Gomez letting someone by there is in 21st. Jonathan Cuppett, after trouble, is in 22nd. John McIntyre is in 23rd with his 40 kilograms, and then
Hefner's off.
Uh-oh. That's not good. So he will be 6th.
Brad Maris gets by.
Yeah. In the back, Nick McMillan, Sergio Calderon, and Bjorn Heyman make up the rest of the pack. Looks like we lost Omar Gomez. So I'm not sure what happened there. So we'll see how much that hurt Zach Hefner. I don't think he hit anything.
It's definitely gonna. It doesn't look like it's a damage thing. He just pushed it off track.
Yep.
Pushing hard. Keep up the Zabo.
Right.
That leaves Ludden there, but that's opened up a gap now. So Zabo's got some breathing room.
Right. Lost about 8 seconds there. So. Yeah.
Well, there goes that breathing room. And Kirkbride is pretty much lockstep with John Ludden right now.
Yeah, he is.
So everybody's getting a little spaced out there.
Yep. I'm watching Jesse Olsen now, who's trying to get a run on Trevor Snowden. Looks like he might have one. But not in the straight.
Nope. Got a good line going into that corner, though.
Yeah, he did.
That closed that gap up quick.
Yeah, it did. Looks like
A little
that
farther
Lambo's
back, Montgomery gets around Dan Thorpe. Oh, Dan Thorpe coming back.
Dan Thorpe on the inside here.
Good recovery by Dan.
Oh, Salem takes the inside.
Better line by Dan, though.
Yep. See who Salem's first into the S's. Dan, I think, would be wise here to keep a good line and not try to take it too wide until he's out of this set of corners. And right behind him now is Mark DeGraw.
Yeah. Big drag race here. Yeah, nice lines by Dan going through there. Good job, Dan. So, it took 13 laps for these top three guys to get a little bit of breathing room between them.
Yeah.
Actually, top four. Whoa, Mark DeGraw now all over the back of Dan Thorpe.
Yeah, I just hopped back there to look at that. He's gonna look for the inside here. Wow, Dan holding on to it.
Side-by-side action.
Wow.
That is a drag race here. Great racing, Dan. That's just superb. I mean, he's holding his lines. He's given Mark all sorts of room. So
Yeah.
great driving, guys, both of you.
Yeah, great little race there. So, speaking of racing, Jesse Olsen's thinking he might get by Trevor Snowden one of these laps.
Oh, he's been trying hard.
Yeah, he has, but he's right up on his tail now. Oh, and he's much faster through here. Only through the first part, though. You'll see Trevor Snowden's got some great straight line speed, great exit out of this corner. And Jesse Olsen, even the Nissan, just can't seem to keep up there for some reason.
Well, that extra little bit of weight coming off that Lambo might have helped.
Yeah, I bet it did. You see in the braking zones, Trevor, I think he's braking earlier, and Olsen gained some time back, so it's very interesting. Oh, and Jesse Olsen gets loose and spins it.
Whoa, backwards.
Really
Big Al
back
gets
around. Try to turn the track without incident here. Oh.
Salem goes by. Dan Thorpe goes by. Mark DeGraw goes by.
Yeah, those guys were tight. It was a bad time to make a mistake.
So that little battle between Dan Thorpe and Mark DeGraw continues. Salem now chasing down Abe Wozniak.
Yep.
So just a little update for you guys. Szabo's out in front of Ludden by 2 seconds, and he's in front of Kirkbride by 2 seconds, and he's in front of Maris by 2 seconds, and Hefner is trying to close that gap to Maris. But DeGraw and Thorpe duking it out still. Montgomery all over the back of Ab Wozniak right now.
Try the inside here. And he's on the outside here.
Wow, side-by-side action there.
Try for the better exit. Outside here. Oh, wow. He's ahead in the drag race, but he's on the outside. And he's got clear there of Abe Wozniak. So, 13th for Montgomery Jr.
Good, clean racing by those two guys there.
Yeah. Oh, and Zach Hefner has closed the gap to Brad.
Just got up there. He took it out of my mouth. Yeah, I think the Nissan's got a little longer legs than the Lambo, but you know, they're not far off Kirkbride.
No, they're not.
Now Ludden is still keeping that, 2-second gap to Szabo, but Hefner sure looks like he wants around Brad in a bad way. Take another run at Kirkbride.
Yeah. Hefner's got the fastest lap of the race still, so he's still showing pretty significant pace advantage here. Brad's fastest lap is just barely slower though, so Brad may have to kick it into high gear here to keep Hefner behind him.
Whoa!
What'd you see?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. A little farther back, Dan Thorpe has just put it off track. And again he spun the car.
Yeah, it's hard to get him righted.
He was running a good, clean lines, and that's what he needs to do. Just run your lines.
Yeah.
But we're lap 16 out of 34, so I'd be looking for these guys to come in. Szabo stays out, though.
Yep, after lap 17, I think it is exactly halfway, so maybe that's when they'll come in. Nobody going for an early pit here.
Now, and I just went back there. You just take a quick look at Parsons. He's on the softs. He did say he thought he was suffering from some grip in the Viper on this track. That's probably why he went for the softs, but he still looks like he's hanging in pretty good.
So, lap 17 just started, but at the end of this lap, these guys are going to pit. Let's see if Hefner can get out ahead of Brad.
Well, I'm not really up on the fuel consumption of these cars, so it may come down to who's got to take on more fuel.
I think similar to how we do it Monday, I might be wrong, but I think they just try to add the exact amount of fuel that it takes as long to add it as it takes the tires. So, but you know what? It just, oh no, sorry, wrong part of the lap. That's not the pit straight we're using.
Well, the Lambo always used to be a bit of a fuel hog.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if that's how they got it set up this year, but it used to take more fuel than some of the other cars.
Right.
Porsche used to be very sippy. Well, let's see if Szabo's coming around. He's coming around the last corner before pit entrance.
And in he goes.
Ludden behind him.
In. Kirkbride in. Brad in. Hefner stays out. Look at that. Taylor is going in. David is going in. Quite a long pit straight here, so Hefner certainly going to be in first place. And man, his last lap was a 59.5. That is not slow. See who wins in pit lane.
Ludden is away, and so is Szabo. So they're back out the way they were.
Yep.
Kirkbride behind him, and Maris behind him. So Maris has dropped a little bit there. Or has he?
No, I don't think so. But he was.
No, he hasn't, because Hefner stayed out.
Hefner was right behind him. Right, Hefner stayed out.
In. So I'm not sure if there's going to be an advantage to this. Has Zach got some, magic strategies on? Is he going to try and stretch this out, or is he coming in on this lap?
I think it's all going to depend on how good those tires are. He certainly was turning fast laps before. He still got fastest lap of the race. And he's pitting now. So.
Whoa, he just picked up some damage on that entrance.
Uh-oh. That's not what you want to see.
Well, that's not what he wanted to do, but that's what happens, eh? I mean, there's no, pit lane violations for screaming into the pits in AC. So they just come flying in, Hail Mary.
Yeah, well, you're right. That doesn't always work, as it seems.
Jesse Olsen into the pits. So Hefner's away.
Hefner's away, but not ahead of Szabo. And not ahead of Ludden. But he is ahead of Brad. So, yes, that did pay off. I think he had a pretty fast last lap there and got out significantly ahead of Brad when he was stuck behind him before. So, good choice there.
Yep.
And he's right up on Kirkbride's tail now. So, took that pit stop costs.
Yep. Now I'm not sure if these how long it takes for these tires to warm up.
They have tire blankets, so they're already warm.
And he should be good to go and keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
But when they went in, Szabo was, had about a 2-second lead. Now it's just under 2.6 seconds to John Ludden. So Szabo got in and out, lickety split, and picked up about a half a second on John Ludden.
Further back, looks like Sam Montgomery Jr. has pulled up here to Al Merriman and He's looking for a way around.
You're like Kreskin. I just picked up on that. There they are. And they're actually, Trevor Snowden is up ahead of them, and he's probably, thinking, just duke it out back there, guys. Let me just stretch this out a little bit more.
Well, yeah, like you said, I think we're getting better at this, Jack. So, yeah, but Salem's got quite a fight there. I think these guys are running pretty similar pace. Although, you know what? Al's fastest lap, a 2:01.4. That's not very fast at all. Salem's gotten into the 59s just like our leaders. So, and he's closing up here in the S's as Al closes up on Mark McGrath. Or no, excuse me, Trevor Snowden. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Salem's definitely going to have pace, but not going to be that easy to get around Al. Al's going to run his lines, and Salem's going to have to go off, the preferred driving line to get by him.
Right.
I can hear Al right now in the cockpit saying, "Go, Trevor, go." Well, you're good on that action. They're still sort of spread out up front. Kirkbride is fairly close to Ludden, but Zach Hefner is trying to close that gap and get into a three-way battle for P2. Still got a ways to go, though.
Trevor Snowden doesn't have much of a gap anymore.
I wouldn't call that a gap.
No, and Salem's going to take advantage. He takes the outside. Al's boxed in here. But he can't get a good enough line around that corner from that angle.
Al's offline. He's off into slippery territory out there. Well, good patience shown by Salem.
Salem on the inside here. Takes the spot.
Good action there.
Yeah.
Up front there, Kirkbride making the move on Ludden. We're trying. He's up close.
Yeah. Kirkbride just turned his fastest lap. So he's pushing.
Still some good battles going on around the track there. Al and Salem are Bird Doggin, Trevor Snowden, and Aaron Parsons in P8 is slowly reeling in David Merrill. And I'll keep an update on that and let you know when that gets exciting, but he is slowly closing that gap.
Yep, I just happened to watch Sam Montgomery Jr., who's now closing the gap, of course, to Trevor Snowden since he got past Al. We saw Al kind of closing that gap beforehand and couldn't get by, so we'll see what Salem can do.
Parsons all over the back of David Merrows.
He's been there for large part of the race now.
Yep, absolutely.
These guys both,
you know, they've been running sort of clean air and had a little bit of gap going on there, but Aaron has slowly reeled him in and is putting the pressure on now.
yeah. They both pitted on lap 17.
Leaders going by some of the back markers. All got by clean. Good on Calderon, McMillan, and Johnny Mack. Zach Hefner pushing Kirkbride for P3, and we know Hef's got some pace.
Yes. Oh.
Kirkbride locks it up.
Yeah.
Whoa, Zach. I think Zach's actually pushing Kirkbride around the corner.
Yeah, just about there.
In his draft now.
Runs a faster lap.
Great lines by Hefner coming through that combination of corners. Zabo, Ludden, Kirkbride, and Hefner. $11 to go.
Yeah. Keep an eye on these battles between Hefner and Kirkbride, and then Parsons and David Maros.
Absolutely. Parsons reeled him in, but David's putting up a real good battle there.
You know, Parsons is having a lot of trouble getting past before the first pit stop, so maybe that's not surprising.
Again, Kirkbride locked it up going through the last chicane there, and again, Hefner up in behind him.
Oh, Kirkbride with a big lock up there. Wow.
Both of them locking her up.
Yeah. They do cause
great action here.
Cause flat spots in this game, so hopefully that's not a problem to these drivers. Might have to take it easy on the initial braking pressure if they start to have that issue.
So is Hef going to do it this lap?
I don't know. I don't know. That is a good question.
Well, he's had
somebody's off there.
The last 3 laps have almost been identical, so he should see it now, you know, where he can make his move. But
right.
Kirkbride's not giving him a lot.
Yeah, it seems like Hef had some pace earlier. 2-minute laps, a little bit slower than he had been turning, so maybe getting held up here trying to figure out how to get past. Chris Moses has entered the server. Probably just to watch.
Yep, he may be spotting for his substitute driver.
Yep.
Actually, fellas, I just snuck into the broadcast booth.
Oh, man.
You know, we mentioned earlier, Chris, it doesn't surprise me that you would get a ringer in to substitute for you.
Yeah, it's, I don't know Nick personally, but he is a professional GT racer. And he's actually won a couple races, 24-hour Dubai, and won at Silverstone in the block plane, or I'm saying that incorrectly, series with the GT Academy Nissan team. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we made mention of that earlier in the broadcast, Chris, and told them those guys get over to his website, Nick McMillan. He's got a great website. Read all about him, and we're thrilled to have him out here. And I know you would extend it too. We'd welcome him back anytime.
So right now, Chris, we got Aaron Parsons trying to get by David Maros and Hefner trying to get by Kirk Bridle. Both of those gaps are kind of stabilizing.
And
yeah,
John Ludden is actually closing that gap to Peter Szabo. It's down to 1.8 seconds now. So Ludden throwing in some wickedly fast laps here. And Szabo picking up some lap traffic.
Yeah, it looks like Luden unfortunately got the short end of that stick.
A little bit there. A little bit of trouble getting around Calderon there. Held up a little bit, but bad spot there.
Oh.
Yeah, all that work from John, and he sort of lost a half second there.
Calderon takes it off.
Hefner still pressing Kirkbride. Aaron still pressing David. And Montgomery, who started way up at the front of our grid, ended up last after the first lap, has now worked his way back up to P11. And Big Al Merriman is still trying to get by Trevor Snowden. So Trevor having a great race here in the Lambo.
Really proud of JT's performance tonight. He's holding on to 10th now, but it looks like Salem's closing in on him for the top 10 position.
Yeah, that Ford GT seems, they dropped a little bit of weight off that, Chris, we noticed, 7 kilograms, and it seems pretty speedy out there tonight.
Tim qualified in 6th and had trouble on the first lap.
So Hefner all over the back of Kirkbride.
Yeah, he is. Just hop back up to him.
And of course, Peter Szabo and John Ludden are working their way through lap traffic. They're both having to work their way through traffic, so it's sort of going to be equal everything out, I hope.
John just got some more bad luck in traffic there.
Yeah, he lost a little bit more.
It's tightening up these guys in the front again. up for Savo. John Ludlow still pushing the
Montgomery,
pace.
a little farther back. Got a, looks like a dandy run on JT right now.
Yeah, John, he caught bad timing on 2 guys in a row in traffic, so he lost a little pace there.
And Montgomery gets by JT.
Looks like JT let him by. That was interesting.
He pushed a little wide there, so
Oh, okay. I got you.
smart move
A
on
little
JT's
slower.
part to to surrender the spot rather than create more problems, because he's still running a pretty decent race in P11.
Right.
Well, that's just my observation anyway, for whatever it's worth. Hefner Kirkbride still at it.
Yeah.
Aaron and David still at it. And it looks like Trevor Snowden's been able to put a little bit of gap onto Al Merriman, so I know Al's not really comfortable in that Viper. He hasn't really settled down into that one yet.
Kevin Kirkbride defending. Zach Hefner taking wider lines here, trying to get a run.
Well, his opportunity may come at the end of this straight bit, as they're coming up on lap traffic. But he's coming up to Cuppet. Cuppet's pretty smart. He should he'll give way at the right time and let these guys go by.
Right.
Every time you run wide there at Stowe, it's cost you quite a bit of time.
Yep, that's what I've heard. Joey still Zach Hefner being going a little wide there, but I guess the green doesn't punish you bad, right? It's the beyond that that's the worst, right?
Yeah, there's an artificial slowdown in the track, so it actually slows the car down. So there's
Right.
nothing to be gained by running wide at all. You just lose.
Cuppet letting those guys by.
David Zahn's pulling it into the pits. Not sure why. Car doesn't look. Car looks okay.
Ooh, Kirkbride just had
Hefner
a
and Kirk.
Yeah.
release moment.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa, a little tap. Was that a little tap?
I don't know. It was close.
There might have been 2 of them.
I think I heard the chrome horn. Did you guys hear that? I think I heard that. That tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Gave him a little bump. I think he's saying, get out of my way.
Zach was smart there not to stick his nose in going into that corner. Wouldn't just slowed them both down, and he wouldn't have got the pass made anyway.
Oh, Zach gets it wrong.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Brad just gets around him.
Broadcaster's curse big time there for Zach. Wow. So, but 5th, not too
Well,
bad.
that was close for Brad. That could
Yeah,
have
it
been
was.
disaster for Brad.
Yeah, it was. Good job getting by there, Brad. So back in 5th. We've seen him in 5th before this race, and he pulled back up. So let's see what he can do here in the last 5 laps. I don't think he's got enough pace to I mean, he might be able to take the fight to Brad, but certainly not going to get to Kirkbride unless Kirkbride makes a mistake.
Well, that's 3 seconds. He might close it up, but
He'd have to
that's
really.
pretty much it.
Yeah. See, Brad's fastest lap was 59.6. Hefner's was a 59.2. So, yeah, that's both of those guys though a little slower at this point. Of course, Brad had to dodge. Brad had to dodge Hefner's car last lap, so it's not very representative.
Now John is, a couple seconds off of Szabo. I don't think he's got enough. These two guys were pretty evenly paced. John was picking up a little bit of time on him, but I just think we're just running out of laps.
Yeah, their last 2 laps were 2 thousandths apart, so I think this is probably where they are for the rest of the race.
Well, this is where John, if he can dig about a second out of him, he'll get Peter start thinking about it. And that's all you really need, and a little bobble, and he's going to be right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Szabo, though, has only had, looks like 4 regular laps that were 2 minutes, so he's been at a pretty impressive pace this race. That's Peter.
Yes.
It's good after his disconnect last week to see him have a successful race again.
Well, I'll tell you who I think's impressive. Adamson started pretty far back in the pack. He's got those 2 or 3 potato sacks in the trunk, 70 kilos worth, and he's up to P9 now. So he's doing a dandy job keeping it clean and running his race.
Also, Matt Taylor, he's got 30 kilos on board, and he's just run a really smooth, nice race the whole way.
Yeah, you came in a little late. The first lap was a little messy there. But there's been some great racing in the first half of the race and all the way through. These leaders have really put on a good, tight race.
Yeah, it looks like the BOP got Brad right up into the mix here, so that was good. Of course, the Corvette's better, but
well, I'm on board with Ludden, and these two guys are hauling the freight, Szabo and Ludden. I think John is smelling blood here.
Yeah, and still getting very similar lap times. John Ludden closed that gap by just a couple tenths, so we'll see. But I bet Peter Szabo is going to maintain that pace and take home first place. Hefner hasn't gained any time on Brad, so I think you guys were right. He's going to stay in 5th. He's gained a little time, but not...
they are coming around, and they're going to run into Kobus, probably on the next lap or so. And this race might be decided on a blue flag car.
Oh, John is pushing hard.
He is. He's closing that down.
Yeah, he is. He's closed the gap now. Yeah, let's see how quick that lap is. Pretty quick.
He's pulled 5 tenths on him
so
far this lap.
Should be fastest lap of the race. See him for sure.
And you can see Kobus is just up ahead in the Ford GT.
Made up a couple more tenths right there. I lost a little bit back.
Yeah.
Wow, really close to that last curb there. And that's one scary curb.
Yeah, and that was it. Fastest lap of the race right there. So.
This is where too much knowledge might be dangerous for Peter. He sees that flash up, he might be going, oh my God.
Yeah.
Gotta drive harder and make a mistake.
Right. But he doesn't, though. That's still not enough of a gap to give him the win. So Peter's just got to let it reason over emotion here and just keep the pace.
Yeah, but...
oh, and you know what?
Peter is now... He's catching up to Kobus. I mean, I knew that Kobus was going to be... And,
well,
unless Kobus pulls completely offline and lets these guys, both of them go through.
Well, and you know, Peter's gotten 3/10 back from Ludden there. So I don't know if Ludden's been slow in the first sector or if Peter's been fast, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm right on board with John. He went for a little too much in that first sector and gave a couple tenths.
Yep.
That's going to hurt him right there, too. He's going to lose some time there.
So Peter coming up on Cobus now. Cobus lets him by there.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, great job by Cobus. Oh, and John's going to hit him in a bad spot, too.
Well, it wouldn't be Thursday night if we didn't see some very scary lap traffic.
Something happened to Kirkbride.
Uh-oh.
Brad is into third.
Yeah.
Hefner's right there, too. You got a nice
Yeah,
three-way
he
battle
is.
for
Oh,
final
yeah.
podiums.
Hefner, Kirkbride, and
Right
Maris.
back with an opportunity to pass Kirkbride like he had before. Oh, and he's close. Maybe too close. I don't think he can get a draft when he drops back a little bit.
Yeah, but this is playing into Brad's hand, too. He's probably saying, you two guys fight back there.
Oh, yeah.
These two guys are pretty good friends, so we're not going to see too much argy-bargy here, I don't think.
No, I think you're absolutely right about that. We saw him racing earlier, and it was very clean. So actually, all the racing we've seen this so far has been clean. There may have been some things we didn't catch on the broadcast, but it's been a pretty clean broadcast overall. Really great side-by-side racing. Dan Thorpe actually has had some. He has wrecked by this point, I think, but earlier on he had some pretty serious battles where he held his position on the outside.
Well, this is pretty exciting for the finish of this race.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, Szabo and
As
London
it
looks
is
like
heading
they're
off.
going to end up there.
What'd you say?
Oh, as
Well,
a heading
Szabo
off,
and
Aaron. But it's not going to affect it.
Yep. Okay, so that explains why he's nowhere close to David anymore. I got you.
And then also, Salem is moved past Adamson as well and is now into ninth.
Yeah, great recovery by Salem. But the big story is for P3. Hefner, Kirkbride, and Maris. And this is it. Last lap.
Yep.
Do or die.
This is Kirkbride's nemesis.
The last lap.
Zach is in tight.
Yes.
Kirkbride's not racing Zach Hefner. He's racing his own luck.
Oh, there's something wrong with Brad there. He was really slow.
Uh-oh.
Unless Brad's trying to lose weight or something.
No, that's not it. I don't think that's in Brad's DNA.
Well, right. And he doesn't have any
Brad's
weight.
gonna try and put it on the podium.
Yeah.
Hefner's got to run. Here we go.
Oh, Kevin breaks later, but then he locks up a little bit.
You can late apex that corner pretty good, which he took advantage of.
Great side by side there. Excellent. Love to see it. The super action.
All right.
Oh, he's making a move again.
Oh, gosh. Not quite as close that time.
Just a couple more turns for people.
Yeah, it's Szabo coming around the last chicane here.
Yep. You know, Matt doing everything, or John doing everything he can, just couldn't do it. Szabo the winner, Ludden in second.
Yep. Like Brad's going to take third, and Kevin's going to hang on to fourth position here. So Kevin keeps his 20 kilograms. Is that right, Chris?
That is correct.
So Hefner 5th place. Not a bad recovery after he had a couple of offs, a couple of spins there.
Yeah, good finish. Matt Taylor in 6th. David in 7th, and Aaron Parsons 8th. Salem, big recovery tonight, all the way from the back of the pack, early spin to 9th. And the amazing one for me is Adamson with 70 kilo.
Yeah, where did he start? He was like 17th or something ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So impressive being able to get by anybody with 70 kilograms there.
So JT in 11th, Snowden in 12th, Mark DeGraw in 13th, Wozniak in 14th, Big Al Merriman in 15th, and Sean Bricker, last points paying position, in 16th. Kobus in 17th, and Nick McMillan, our star celebrity driver for tonight, in 18th.
Yeah, it looks like he brought the my vet home in one piece. We might be invited back again sometime.
I hope so too.
Yeah, we were missing Phil Vitt today, so we don't get to see how good the Audi was going to do with the new balance changes. All right, we're going to pull Peter up here.
Position did you finish in?
Peter,
Yeah, Jack. Did you see
you're
that,
in
buddy?
the broadcast booth.
Hey, yeah. Want another one?
Hey, were you feeling the pressure, though? I got to say, it looked like Ludden was putting the pressure on you there.
I know, I was watching him, and every time he gained on me, I tried to go a little harder. The tires were giving out at the end, so holy shit. Good race.
It was a good race. Nice run by you tonight, Peter. Congratulations on the win. And we could see that Ludden was pushing hard, trying to catch you, and would gain a little bit, but you'd keep that gap up. So good driving under pressure there.
Yeah, thank you. And I gotta give a shout out to my biggest fan, my sister. Yeah. I think she was watching tonight.
Very good. Hey, we always like to have the viewers here. We also had a surprise visit by Chris Moses in the booth. So thanks for everybody for coming along for Thursday night NAGP GT racing.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. Good race.
Thanks again.
Congrats, Peter. You're the guy who didn't make the mistake. You earned it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Thank you.
Exactly right.
Thank you.
So Monday night you can catch Alan Brad for the F1 Open Wheel League in the Lotus 98T. Next week we are at Spa, so it should be a good one. And then you can catch us here next week for the qualifying for the other Spa. Or the same Spa. You know, Spa. So it's Spa week next week. And we'll see you at 9 p.m. Mondays and Thursdays right here. Thanks for joining us this evening, and we'll see you next week.